There we go. So I asked when y'all came first, hey everybody, happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Um, so I wanted to see really daily operations. So as I get on call after call, or Courtney and I kind of talked today. We were talking about events. Stacey and I we talk about the 11 days shreds and what we have going on. And it's really in between, what is something that you can do that can move your business forward? And I had many conversations this week with some of you guys, and a lot of things that came up is just what to do when you don't feel like doing it, when you're not motivated or you want to hit your head against the wall. And Lord knows I've had many moments like that where it's just like, oh, what do I do here? In those moments, what can you do to know that you're in your business? Like, there are days you don't feel like it and you still go to work, right? Like you still have to get up and go into work. So what is it that you can do when you're like, oh, I have no idea. I feel overwhelmed by the process, or I don't really feel like reaching out to anybody. Your mood's not good, your attitude's not good, your energy's not good, and it doesn't really set the climate for moving your business forward. You're surely not in a state to attract other people. So I want to talk about, what do you do in those moments where, if you're like me, you just need to check a box. Like, I need to know that I did something today that is headed in the right direction, that I'm not just sleeping on things. Okay, so the biggest thing is just knowing that there are daily income producing activities. There are daily things you do. For me, I had to really turn that away from sound like being a job and things I had to do, and really seeing where my things that I enjoy doing already fit into that, and then fill the gaps with a process that's set ahead of time to fill the other gaps. So with that said, we have this daily growth checklist, and I'll make sure that this gets posted in the group. Actually, I want you guys to look at it with me. So, shoot, let me see if I have this real quick. Can somebody look on, well, see if it's as quick as this, if it's as organized as this, where I can just go daily growth. I'm pretty sure it's right in the files of the Nurtured Life Bridge Builders, but I'm just going to go down it. I apologize. I should have had this ready to pull up, but the daily growth checklist, there's some things there that as I go down it, like when I get to the first one, make 3 new connections. When I look at that, I immediately go to, what am I going to talk about? Who am I going to connect to? So I don't know about you guys. So when I look at that, I want to make sure that I have a list of people that are just there that I don't have to think about. They're just a list that I've made while I'm scrolling, or a list you've made, just like Michael and I sat down and we went through our phone books and we started, and we just literally, with no judgment, went down and wrote some names. Those are just names to have on a list for times like this. Like, so reaching out to 3 people. The other thing is having a tool that that if you're just really trying to figure out, like, you want to reach out to somebody specifically about Isagenix or about the opportunity, and you want to go right to it. What does that sound like? I want you to know that there's a tool that gives you the verbiage, that gives you the posture there. So inside boards, I've really built that into there, where you don't have to go trying to find it, on your own within the Facebook group. So that's why that boards app's so useful. And I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to share my screen, because the other thing I like is that, you know what? So I got a new laptop and I bet the extension doesn't work. Oh, that's great. Well, I asked y'all to download it, so we're going to improvise here. This recording is not going to really help if I can't be showing boards, but I can't share my screen. Courtney, are you on your computer? Could you bring up the boards app on your computer and me make you host and you share your screen?
Can I pull up boards
From
like as a
Google?
website?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let me try.
See if it logs in while you do that. Okay, so while you do that, I'm going to go down. So I want to take you through daily growth. Now, guys, this takes me, I would say, maybe 30 minutes if I sit down and put a timer on it and go through it. But some of these things I do throughout the day all automatically, because I've just built a habit of doing the things. Okay, so number 1, 3 new connections. So again, going to boards app, if you need some verbiage, if you have some people that you want to talk to, So for me, I had a volleyball tournament this past weekend that I worked. I had a bunch of names that I wrote down this past weekend, just people that I just saw. I might not even talk to them, but I have something to talk to them about right now. I can ask how their kid did. I have something that's really easy to communicate about. So I'm going to hit those with my new contacts. Those are names that I already thought about. I also kind of had an idea of what I'm going to say. So that's something knowing going in, you can go quick on some days. Some days it might take you some time. Here's the thing, guys, look at me real quick if you're able to look at me. Don't give up. Don't give up in stopping that task. When it's a time to reach out to 3 new people, follow it through and don't leave that task until it's done. So like you're reaching out to the people, don't get up from the chair until you're done reaching out to the 3 people. Here's the thing that's going to happen. If you reach out to the people that you say, if you say, this week, I'm going to make 3 new contacts a day. That's on my daily to do. Okay. I'm going to make 3 new contacts. Sit down and do it, or be in your car, whatever, do it. Make sure you do it. And then recognize that you did it. So go and look what came of those 3 conversations. Did they go back and forth? Did it lead to something? If it led to something, give yourself some credit. Like, make that feel good, if you know what I mean. But the big thing that's going to feel good is that you said you would reach out to 3 people, and you can list off the 3 people that you reached out to and they're brand new and you did it and you check that box. You build something in your brain that adds that muscle to continue to do it on and on, to where that first step is not so intimidating anymore. I would say step 1 of your daily to do is probably the thing that gives you the most resistance. If you can do that every day, that you'll build a muscle and you'll continue to add people. And that's where you really start to build a funnel of people that are watching you, that are following you, that you're talking to. So that's something that you're doing even when you don't feel like it, or even when you have 0 time. And I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to feel like you have 0 time. You always have time to talk to 3 new people a day. And I'm telling you this from doing a lot more than that right now, a whole lot more. Okay, so number 2 is asking people to take a look. I sometimes pull from those 3. If I'm going straight to somebody new and I'm asking them to take a look, or somebody reached out to me, I'm counting that. But you have 3 for a slow track. So if you're part-time, or you don't have much time, you might only do 3. If you're fast track, if you have big goals, ambitious goals, and you're really, getting after it, then 5 people is that fast track. So that's 3 to 5 people that you're actually talking about Isagenix to. That's a daily do. Okay. So that needs to be somebody, again, new, or somebody that you're directing that to. And I say follow up. Like last week, I did a whole bunch of, hey, how you doing? I did a whole bunch of connecting with No Talking Isagenix. In these next couple of weeks, I'm going to have those people to talk about Isagenix now, but it didn't start that way. It started with them being number 1. They were just reach outs, new, just, hey, how you doing? Okay. So again, 3 for the slow track, 5 for the fast track. That was number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is asking those people to take a look, or asking 5 new people, 3 or 5 new people to take a look. Number 3 is follow up. So this is about Isagenix or life. Here's the thing I'm realizing. A lot of my follow-up time has been spent in just keeping conversation going. I'm not being intentional about, I followed up with this person. I'm just making sure that I go back through and I'm doing my due diligence about people I talk to. I'm going back down my Facebook Messenger list and I'm going back through the bottom. I'm just kind of scrolling to make sure I didn't miss anything and going through that. Okay. So that would be the follow-up. 4 is social media posts. So I think, for the most part, you guys do a great job of that. I know that's something we're all kind of on top of as far as learning. And we talked about that last week with social media, but at least a post a day, and I would say if you're on the fast track, 3 posts a day, you're trying to hit breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that doesn't have to be big posts. That doesn't have to be, anything fancy, but again, remember that 1 post a day is staying in your business and staying consistent. And that's just staying in front of people's face. So that is more than enough. And then 1 post a week about the nutrition, at least one post a week about the nutrition, about what you have, not mentioning isogenics, but just sharing what it is. Like today, I mentioned isogenics. I talked about the anniversary and that it's the last day of the sale. So I did a little bit more. I made a reel. I tried to make it fancy, so I'm not just a commercial for the last day of the sale, but I'm like, hey, if you want anything from my store, here's an opportunity. That's me changing my voice a little bit, but sharing isogenics. Okay, so that's one. The other is sharing one time the opportunity. Maybe it's that you got your first payday on Monday. Maybe it's that you got a bonus for something. Maybe you helped somebody else get a bonus. Maybe, something like that. So one of those. I love to do that on my story. I feel like I can do a lot more of that when I do that. Or I'm sharing just about an experience or recognizing one of you guys. And then number 5 is sharing the love. This is something I just enjoy doing. And I really find myself like, hey, I think of a couple of people that I might not have given attention to, or just that I want to keep in my reel. I have just a list of people that I just want to keep, reaching out and engaged and just checking in and just saying, hey, I'm thinking of you. You're in my scope of I just want to care for you. How can I help you? Or I just wanted to let you know I'm thinking of you. Maybe it's happy birthday, maybe it's happy anniversary. And then the other is adding value on post. Maybe you scroll and instead of just saying, oh, I love that, maybe you read their post and add value, add the content. I thought it was funny that on that training, if you're on that training, they use AI to do that. They copy it and then try to get a response from AI. Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll never learn to be a human. Actually go and let that be something that's fun about learning about other people, and actually just, if you have value to add value to them. And that can sometimes just mean so much that you took time to go and write a response. So that can also be a way to share the love. 6 is personal development. I know for me, a lot of times I spend a little too much time in this area. I get a lot of let me get better, let me get better. So dedicating time to that is really big. If you're spending 10 minutes a day or 10 pages a day of reading or one podcast a day, whatever it might be, but just a little gap of time on improving yourself. That's really important. And it's also, you're not doing too much. You're not overdoing that and not in action enough compared to that. 7's big, gratitude. I know he's done a better job. I'll say that, just kind of feeding me the positive back, or just immediately making it a positive. And that makes the environment just so much more conducive to pushing on, but if you will do this for yourself in the morning and at night, it's really going to change your outlook on things. Same, if someone tells you no, take that as a learning experience. Really try to take it into a moment of self-reflection instead of getting aggravated that they're just missing out, and making that, but just always getting to gratitude. But I would say make it something that's standard for you, because it's also something that you can pour down to other people. And imagine if everybody that we come in contact with, if all of us were thinking of 3 things we're grateful for in the morning and 3 things at night. Then imagine you put it down in paper. Imagine you say it out loud when times are bad. I'm just so grateful at times when it's hard. I'm challenged. This is hard. It's challenging, but it's staying in that high level of consciousness. So gratitude. And guys, it can be hard to get yourself to it kind of sound in the moment. You're like, but not right now. And I'm like, oh, but it's always a whole bunch of buts. But seriously, it changes things, and it also changes who you attract. So that's a really big, and y'all, that's part of the daily. And if nothing more, reach out and be grateful to somebody. Make that a part of your day, that maybe one person a day you reach out and just say, I'm thankful for this. Maybe you go way back. It's not only a point of contact, but it will fill your cup every single day. So that's another part of number 7 is gratitude. Number 8, affirmations, mantras. I love, this has been a shift for me, and that I've really done a good job of letting go of the people who are not doing one way or the other, just completely letting go of judgment and just be present with who's here, who needs help, who I can help, who needs my help, and staying in my lane of my niche and not comparing, those kind of things. But affirmations, I will allow myself to attract people who are. And I'll tell you, the first one, being coachable, has been pivotal for me. That word, I will allow myself to attract people who are coachable. Because here's the thing, if they're not open for change, whether on the nutrition side or on the business side, it's just going to get my energy and it's not going to be a great thing for me moving forward. So, and then there's a lot of other words that go with that. You know, somebody who's kind, somebody who's positive, somebody who's thinks outside the box, you know, all the things that I will allow myself to attract people who are. And the more I say that, the more it takes blame from me, not blame, but it takes the pressure off of thinking that I can get people. We don't get people, we attract people. You know, I think probably on this call, if Stacy's not the one, Laura probably knows the most personal of a huge shift of just like, you know, let's go get this, let's go get this. It was like a hustle, 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 right? Right, Laura? Like, and it was, and we made that fun. Like I'm not taking anything away, but then it was like, wait, you don't get, it's not about that. It's like, how many people can I help? And that just, not only does it feel better, but it also just, for me, it just sits better and I can be more in a good energy and help more people. So I feel like if I'm in that energy of how many people can I help today, it completely shifts my attitude. And it also goes, how many people can I help that I attract that are like da 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 da. And like I said, for me, my number one has been shifting into working with the people that are coachable and letting go of the people who are stuck in their patterns and in the way that they want, and not saying like, hey, they want to do this, then they follow through and they continue to show up. And those people are just great to be around. So affirmations and mantras, number 8. Number 9 is goals, weekly, monthly, quarterly. I just said this kind of out loud today, is kind of being challenged with what's my vision, where am I going? And so that to me is number one on my plate of what do the next 3 to 5 years look like, all the way to what do the next 3 to 5 days look like? Because if it doesn't align with where I'm going in the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years, I just don't have time to say yes right now. And that's cleared up some space for me to go steadfast in the direction I want to go. That will make things so much more simple if you quit chasing the day-to-day action and start thinking 3 to 5 years out. Like, stop chasing the, I need this time, this time. It's so easy to do that. I mean, we know we got contests, we're always doing that, but really, really focus on what do I want out of this in the next coming years? You know, and and then guys, you got to look around and how much, like I'm leading again in your downline is your own organization. It is your own team because they came in for you. They didn't come in for me. They didn't come in for Nurture Life. They didn't know any of that. They didn't come in really for Isagenics. People buy for you. They trust you. They're not buying because they understand or know the product. So when you understand that that is really up to you to know, how do you want that to look in the next 3 to 5 years? Do you want to continue, you know, to enroll the people that are just like you're chasing a weight loss? Would you rather have healthy people? Would you rather have people that need to lose 100 pounds or more? Would you rather have people that just want collagen? What do you want your organization to be so that you can move forward in a way that is not required for you to always be around and be, you know, on the phone or returning messages, that you can detach from it and it keeps running? That's why I'm here. Here's the thing. There's other times where I'm also okay that I had to show back up in a big way and do a lot of like, hey, I'm rowing with you. I'm getting creative with you. I told Courtney today, I was born during COVID. I came into Isagenics during COVID. All I know is Zooms and presentations and all of like the thing that's going to home parties. Laura knows how bad I am. Like at the beginning, right? I was like, forget this. I'm too good online, right? I said, forget this. But now I'm going, hey, you know what? I might be doing pretty well with what I'm doing, But I like to see that this is something that's duplicatable. And if events are changing, then that's the way we change. But I have to know where I'm going to know if events were worth my time. And that's how I evaluated that events were worth my time. Continuing to invest in being uncomfortable and stuff because it's leading me to where I want to go. I want to be a team builder. And I want to have processes that are duplicatable so that we can all build and help and nurture people as we build. But it's got a process that we don't have to be there at their beck and call, that is completely independent, and we're all building and we're here to nurture each other, but it's a standalone business. And that is what is super gratifying, that you can say, hey, I have an online store and here is what it's producing. And I lead this, I am, and you drive the line, and then, it's a great thing because in a couple of years, you might want to start something else. And if you're always having to be hands-on with this, you can't start something else, and again, the goal is to get out of maybe the day-to-day that you're in now. So I'm talking something foreign to you. That's why when we're doing number 9, the goals, when you're setting weekly, monthly, quarterly, beyond goals, you really have to think big. If you want something different than what you have right now, you must be willing to break the patterns that you go through day to day to get out of that situation. So you've got to think big, and then those goals have to come down on paper. Like, what is it that is going to bring fulfillment? What is enough? And then what aligns with that? Okay. And in any kind of financial goal here, here's what I'm telling you. This is thinking far out, and this is business building, but also it's teaching you how to build friendships, not fake friendships, real friendships. I'm saying this to the people that, hey guys, have we not gotten are we not all there for each other? Do we not all love each other? We're all in each other's lives. And look at even some of y'all only know each other online, but it's like family. It's like, there's nothing fake. Y'all have become my family. I don't have the same friends I had before. And so when I'm setting my goal, it's really like, hey, where are we taking all of us? And so that is in thinking big. But when I show up my day to day, it's that, hey, I might not feel like it today, but in 3 years, I want my team to look different. I want to reach my goals. So I'm going to do the day-to-day things that I don't feel like doing and that I don't have time to do because I got to break a cycle. But goals drive that, because goals will force you to get very comfortable with your why. You got to name a goal, but you got to know why you're doing it. And you're going to realize, like, where am I wanting to go? And why do I want to go there? Why do I want to do that? And that's going to be big enough. And then you just shut the emotions off and do the process that you set forward by doing number 9. Lay that out in front of you. Put out that plan. Take the time to do it. Block off the time. Go make an appointment right now. Go make an appointment with yourself. I am going to write down my goals at this time. It works. That really works. Making appointments for things like that. And then customer service is number 10. Guys, this is why I had you download Penny. So you don't have to have the paid version to do the basic task on Penny, like, seeing somebody's auto ship that they have one, or seeing that it's their first week or a check-in or things like that. The only thing you're missing out on, in my opinion, is the ability to have documents inside that database that you can easily send out. It is like a constant contact, like an email server within Isagenix that you put documents in, and you can easily send them out within that database. The other paid part is when you're surfing on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, you can find a prospect, you can hit it, and that loads into your Penny. So it loads your prospects, and you can tell Penny you want the slow track, the medium track, or the fast track, and she'll suggest 3 to 5 people a day, 3 up to, I think, 15 or 20 a day, coming out of people that have pulled from your prospects. If you don't load them in, it will pull from your Facebook randomly for you. That is a really good tool. If you pay for it, it's $9.99 a month. So I know when I was really like, I needed to detach emotion and I needed something to tell me what to do, Penny was that. It was like paying for a coach to tell me, here is who you contact. every single day. And it also told me, here's number 10. Here is who you reach out to for customer service. Here are your customers. Obviously, if you're new in this, you only have a couple of people that you're really taking care of. But if you have a bunch of customers, and it might be that your customer service is reaching back out to a 0 and saying, hey, you hadn't heard from me in about 9 months, but hey, how you doing? Like, I'm checking back in because I'm really attacking my fitness goals again and just wanted to see how you're doing if you're ready to get started again. You know, maybe that's your customer service. Okay, so that's number 10. And again, that's the Penny app. Okay, Penny app. And again, that free version is also something that's just going to help you with that. It's going to help you with that customer service piece. And then the paid version is really going to help you stay organized and is going to help you with that networking piece, that the contacting and rolling piece. All right, number 11 is rank advancing. Okay, get to consultant. I love the training today. It was like, keep it simple. What is, I forget what, doing, doing a little bit. I just said this so many times today and now I do it up. Huh?
Just gonna say doing a little bit every day.
Doing a little, you know, but getting people to consultant, it's keeping it small. We talk a lot about making the big money. Y'all like, yes, I want to make $13,500 a week residually every week. That would be great. Talking the big things can sometimes just feel a little too big. So here's what this is. This is sharing with 2 people that need this, helping them have a transformation within their own will, their own desire, and then helping them find a couple of people. Here's the thing, where you make it complicated is by not following the process of telling them not only can they earn money back, but that you need the referrals, that you want the referrals, that, hey, do you know 2 people? Either you can make some money, but if you don't mind, you love these products. If you don't want to, send them to me. I would love to take care of your friends. Do you have 2 names you can give me? If they say yes, they want to refer a couple of friends, either to be accountability partners or to get some money back, because you've directly asked them the question. You have done the job of asking them the question. If they say that, then make sure that they know, hey, I'll help you do this, and tell them, connect together or bring them to our event. Those are people you want to get a hold of. When you get someone started, find out who their first 2 people are and help say, hey, what are they into? What made you think of these 2 people? Help them ask the question so that they feel confident in how they're going to tell those 2 people to get on board using the same thing they did. I'm going to give you an example to say super simple. What really built my confidence was recently when I saw that I could enroll somebody very cold just on the business who hasn't tried the products. And then I helped him keep it very simple and share with 2 people. Again, without the products. Knowing the products are good, you're trusting, but it was a posture. It was the way I talked to him that gave him the confidence to go be excited to talk to the next person. What I realized is that I had the ability to translate that to him, that helped him translate that to the next 2 people. Now he's got 26 more days to get those people to have their 2. They each have 1. Here's how they built the confidence in me. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done somebody completely cold and helped them on their timeline to go to completely cold. Now these people are ordering products and they're loving it. You know, they're putting in their body. So it's a matter of that working. But here's the thing with us. Sometimes we think like that and we think business and we think big, but for us, every day, what if it's just, I need to find a couple of people who need to get healthy and then help them find their 2 people once they're ready, once they're open, once they've had a transformation, once they're excited about it, or once you've initiated it and said, that's amazing. I said that to Deborah. I remember saying, that's amazing. I know people have to be noticing, right? She was like, yeah, so what do? Right? You're like, what do I do? But I was bold and I just said, I know people are going to be noticing. I want to make sure she knows when people do. I don't want her to just floof those people off. that's how, again, and then this business is a bunch of consultants. I loved hearing Susan Miller say that today, is that this business is a bunch of those people are the thrive of your business. And that is so simple. And we do that over and over. And I look, and y'all are all consultants that have been with me from the beginning. And it's like, look at how big that is. You know, like that's over and over. And those are, y'all don't even know a ton that just are not on the, don't ever come to the team calls because they're good just being consultants. And I am so thankful that they're loyal customers, but I am so thankful for Isagenix that they have products that outlast that. So it's easy. I won't say easy. It's simple to rank advance. As long as you are doing your due diligence and you realize that you are the person that moves that needle forward. People are not going to come to you saying, Laura, I know you were selling that Isagenix the other week on your page. What is that? They're not going to do that, y'all. Unless you've been doing it over and over. And then they might reach out and say, maybe they'll do this. I doubt it. But they might reach out and say, I've been meaning to reach out. But usually it's because you initiate conversation that they come back and they say, yeah, I've been meaning to get to you. I've been da 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 da. But the rank advancement goes the same way. And you guys know. Because it's like, hey, if you don't encourage that action, most people don't have a clue that we have a compensation plan attached. And it's your fear holding you up. And it shouldn't even be a fear because really you're just doing your due diligence of this is what this is what Isagenix hires me to do. They pay me to bring more people into the funnel so that more people buy their products. It's marketing in every other company. And sometimes we just make that too complex. And our business is really simple, it's share with people and teach them to share with people. That's it. So all the rank advancements are great, but if we don't learn to duplicate that and you do it simply with ease, then that's not going to compound and that's not going to duplicate. You're going to continue to get frustrated people because they don't see you doing it. Courtney does it simply because I boldly in the gym just came right out. And then I was excited. I was excited. Some of you got to get yourself excited, but you're not going to get excited unless you do something that gets excitement. I'm doing things that are leading to the good things. But here's the thing. I didn't know if they would. I didn't know that reaching out to people just saying hi would actually lead to some enrollments. They have. Y'all will see. You see my enrollments. They're out in front of everybody for everybody to see. You know, they're new and they're coming up. So that's that. So that's number 11 is rank advancing. A couple other things with rank advancing. Utilize the three-way calls, not just for when you can't do it, but it also helps just bring that person in, just playing like I think girls a lot of times, y'all know as girls, we like to get together and kind of play off each other. If we're talking even curling irons, y'all saw my page. God, it was full of people talking about curling irons. We all want to discuss it. We want to talk about what's good and what's not. So three ways can also just be a great way to release a little off you, but be human when you're inviting to a three-way and be okay with asking someone to help you do a three-way. You have to, nobody, I'm not going to reach out to you and say, hey, put me in a three-way. I mean, I've told you on these calls too, but I'm not the only one. Like reach up, reach side, reach down, do whatever, but bring people in to your conversations and let them help you grow. And also show them who our team, that we work together as a team. The other is like, the rank advancing is making sure, hey, I'm going to announce these calls that are making a difference. I'm challenged with these calls and I'm doing different things. So part of my rank advance is making sure that y'all are aware of what's available for you to grow and for you to learn some of the skills that we need. And here's the thing, our network is ever so changing. Y'all saw I came in when it was COVID. We had to learn Zoom. That was so odd, but it was good for me because I was learning a business and learning. And I don't know, when we were on calls every day, weren't we? We did action every single day. We had nothing else to do. We did workouts every day too. It was like it was great. It really was. I wish we could go back a little bit. I really do, because I didn't realize at the time, we thought it was miserable, but I'm so grateful. Now we can reproduce that. You just have to keep changing your posture and keep giving yourself that just pat on the back for trying different things and getting the result that you want. But the other is like tonight, if you don't have a team member on this call, somebody that you enrolled, ask yourself, did you invite them? Did you reach out and ask them? Did you give them the opportunity? Did you reach out specifically and say, hey, this is what this call is about. We're really just chatting it up, just growing. Do you want to come with me to this call? We're growing our team. We're really building a foundation to be one of the top teams in Isagenics. And I would love to have you on our team. Just get to know our team. Come in, see if you can grow. Have you done that? Because again, it's your team. And that's something, have you asked the people that you've enrolled? Have you asked them if they have some friends? If you know that there's no way, like if you've prejudged, because I just don't have anyone say no, not even the like filthy rich people that do not need the money. They still want the money. Do you realize like they want the discount? They want the code. They want to do the things. And most of them want to be involved in a community and in a culture. So it's not just about the money. It's also, hey, do you want to help some people get healthy? Make sure you're using the right posture when you're talking to the people, because you just gotta, again, ask the questions and take accountability. Are you being the one to help your team grow? Are you grabbing a hold of the ones that are having the transformations, are seeing the results? And are you staying in front of them and asking them to come along and to show up and telling them why you want them to show up? Why that means something. Okay, and number 12 is events and networking. So this is where we're growing. Some of y'all are masters and you're just masters in disguise and you're holding out on me. I'm waiting for someone on this team to be a master of events and really pop out on me, because here's the thing. It's not my scope of genius. I'll put it out there with you. It's one of these areas where, it's making me like, I'm really figuring it out and stumbling and going, okay, I know I want this huge event. I know I want this really, really big event where we are able to invite like 10, 20 people to, like, I know I want that, but thinking smaller, I need to get my feet wet. I need to stay in experience with events over and over again so that I can get to my goal of traveling around and doing events. That's the next. So working backwards, it's like, hey, we all got to do events. And guys, really like they're telling us getting in front of people is where it's at. Sending a script is not. Getting in front, and I look like, I keep using Laura, but I'm just looking right at you. In that I see your name everywhere with like Lawrence and Waterloo's. You're getting involved. You are a master networker. I just told Corey this, like the best I've ever seen. Really, if you need anything, I'm probably going to refer you to Laura to like go get a contact or go figure something out, because she knows but she's a master at also being in front of people so much that I can't stand. I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? How do you go sit at a vet all day? Like, if I'm like, I love it. But so that's her scope of genius. This is where you shine, like these events, but it's also, hey, we have to see how can we come together, support, do it. But that's where I'm at. I'm just telling y'all, I'm not waiting on you to come up and do your own events. I am in the process of figuring out what that looks like for me to bring in people. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to come, bring some people, and I'm opening it, but I got to figure it out. So I'm just being very vulnerable that I'm in my figure it out stages, getting very, very uncomfortable, that if it could be an area that you shine, you could kill it. You could really, really kill it, especially right now. And we can definitely help, but I just want to put it out in case y'all are better than me. Don't wait on me. Let's go. Because number 12 to me is the area that can massively move the needle forward. I do know that we've spent some time making those order forms really good, like our marketing, those kind of things. That's fresh on my mind, is to get that marketing stuff and have a box for us, have all the materials. But it doesn't even need that. We just need the in-home, even like an event that doesn't have much to do where you just present at the end. Whatever it might be, y'all are probably better than where I'm at or what I have been doing. If you are, I just think that is something that's well worth your time right now. And that's just how I'm going to put that out there. I wasn't really sure, because y'all don't hear me say that too much, because I feel like I'm just gonna, if I'm not a master at something, I'm going to just become a master. And this is an area that I feel like some of y'all probably this might be an area of shining, and maybe you're not so much a poster. You don't want to post 3 times a day, and whether you do or don't, but you can see that, hey, if this is an area that you can really delve in and make an impact, imagine how, if you can get 5 people in your living room and you can pour in and get 5 people signed up at one time, what an incredible week. Imagine even 2. If I got 2 and they both signed up, I would be incredibly happy, so that's the thing of thinking, like, these events don't have to be that big. Like, what if you ask a couple of people to dinner and you bring it up at dinner, or that's where I think when I'm thinking events and networking. And like I said, I'm really just, I'm being a little bit of an overthinker with it. So as I'm talking out with you guys. So that's where that is. The other thing was IsaPulse. So in with rank advancing, that was the last app I wanted you to download. And here's what's exciting to me is I love like where we can root our team on. So if you see others, or you can see your downline, you can see when even when somebody signs up for an IsaBody. And that's something that I'm telling y'all because I'm plugging back into Penny and IsaPulse. Like, I'll tell you, Stacy used to do this and all the time is she would send me her IsaPulse, like when I would enroll or we were like, whatever was happening. And that's just very exciting, is to see action on your team and it's showing up in your IsaPulse. So anybody that's in your organization under you, you're going to see their action. You're going to see when they sign up for IsaBody or whatever happens, you're going to see that. Especially if it's somebody you enrolled, it just gives you an opportunity to reach out and take action on it. So IsaPulse is like your business informant, your business notification center, but it's also just a place to get excited. It also tells you like where your cycles are at, your business, things like that. And your own personal enrollments will be there as well. So that is that daily action. And again, I apologize for not having you see that during the call, but these are the numbers that I went over. The daily growth checklist. So I'm going to just go ahead and ask in the chat. Let's see, I didn't see that the chat's right here. More people doing a little bit. Yes, that was the get a bunch to, just get people to consultant little bit by little bit, or just really keeping it small. So the daily growth checklist, I just want some comments right now. How many are committed to doing the daily growth checklist every day? And I'm just going to say this week, because I like measurable goals. I like to be able to check. And like I said at the beginning, it's building a muscle of resistance to just make a commitment and stick to it. So how many are committed to doing this day, those 12 things that I just read out to you? And I don't mean like the event needs to be executed. I mean, like these are all these are all just action steps. They're not like, hey, this has to happen by deadline. This is just a daily. So just put your committed. I just want to know where y'all are at. I want to know really feedback from me too, just in presenting it like this. And also I want to bring you tools that can help you immediately. And what I find with myself is as things get really busy sometimes is as long as I know that I've done a good job, I've gone through this, and this has to stay in front of me even today. I pulled it out to just look and see. I had a little space. I was like, okay, make sure I got my stuff. But it really is something that you can do just because you're committed to doing it, and you can turn your brain off and just be committed. And then it's being committed to the second part of that is evaluating. So next Sunday, get to the end and what happened from your action? Like really take a look at it. What happened from your action? And here's the thing, I can guarantee you something's happening. There's no way you do these steps every day and at the end of the week, nothing's taken place. You're going to have some things that really lead to some excitement to give you that payoff. But I want you to know that there is a guide. You do have boards. Oh, great. Okay. So I'm gonna make you host. So Courtney says she had boards pulled up because I want to show y'all just how good of a tool this is. Did that do it? I do it? Okay, so this is the boards app, and this is what I was talking about. Like, y'all have really gone in there and adjusted this a good bit to be more organized. I mean, you can even to move through it. Can you go to the main, the Nurtured Life, that one right there, the Nurtured Life team board? So this is what it's called. This is the one that's shared, and this is, some of you might have gotten random boards from me, but I've put now all of those random into one board. So that way, if you don't get the paid version, you have it all in one board so that you don't have to, you know, you only get 3 boards if you don't pay for it. So anyways, so go up to the top. So Nurtured Life enroll process, that's going to give you all of the, here's step 1, step 2, step 3. I even put the new science one pager in there today. But you see, like anything that comes out, I go straight to boards with it. So even if I text something that I feel like is genius or really good, I put it into a script, I put it into boards so that y'all just have it there. Anything that I'm finding of use. So you can see that. And then I always use step 2. I've gone back to using the Mary Evans cleanse video. I stopped for so long, but I love that video. That's been here forever, and it is such a good one. And then I use that Isagenix 30-day. And then the packs there, you see that, like, go into the packs. I share that with the script, and I'm combine that script to where you can say it or you can text it, whichever is best for you. But I still copy and paste this. I do not overcomplicate explaining the packs, because this does it. This does it every single time. It is better to be in person. It is better to be on the phone. It is definitely better, or sending a voice text once you know the person. Okay. And then the, you know, what you order, all of that's there. Okay. Go back out of enroll. So now enroll. But what if you're like looking to do your 10 minutes of, you know, growth? Go to ready to earn. So ready to earn, I like that business training one, that yeah. And then you can go like that Susan Miller top down. That's something we did today. If you'll click that next folder down, that Susan, yep. And you see like that was the power shift video that he was talking about. And you see like the 1, 2, 3 video with the scripts are right there inside of that. So you'll see like there's the weight loss 1, 2, 3, but look at that my folder. You'll see the text for collagen or for weight management. Like here's, you know, and again, don't love scripts, but I love for you to have an idea of how that posture sounds for you to exchange, and it'll take the pressure off of you. It kind of gives you a, here's how dialogue usually sounds between back and forth between someone interested. Here's what you would normally, okay, go back out of that. The other, like, so I know I have a video, go back out, go one more. That's all the team calls. And then, where is it? Go back up. Go back out of business training. Maybe it's on the main. Is this ready to earn? Oh yeah. So, you know, Rocky today asked in the group, he asked, you know, what about, there's so many videos, which ones? I always put the ones that we use the most at the top. I'm guessing it looks like that. So go to essential business videos. And you'll see like the big pictures, the one I use all the time. I haven't used the power shift in a while, and that, you know, I'm not constantly sharing that business. Now, as I move to events, we might be sharing the power shift. So again, these are like training videos. Some of these have been taken down or old, but you'll see their training, and same like that text right there, the business, money, product, that also tells you, here's the first look, but that's a script to tell you what the videos are. And then back out, another thing that I use all the time. So sometimes I'll have clients write or customers write and ask about a certain product. So go back one more. Another thing I use down at the bottom is the product spotlight. Yep. And so this has all the different things. And I'm always trying to put anything within there, you know, like that happy mix. That's a real big one. That's got all your graphics there. You know, try to just anything just to make it super, super simple. And guys, if you didn't know, this is a keyboard. So as you're typing, you can just choose the keyboard and go straight to it. But if you're in the learning, if you've never opened this up, open it up and look at all the resources that you have. That way you can think, of things, like as you're talking to people, you can go, oh, I have a video for that. Oh, I have this. Now that's going to get better over time. You'll get better with using this tool. You'll get better with using, but just know that it's there for you. And it's something that's duplicatable, because as you have somebody, once they turn consultant, or if they need it before, like the person, Daniel, the person I told you, he shared and got his business going before trying the product. He needed this tool. He was going a little bit faster than I could keep up, so giving him this tool really helped him keep going. I'm trying to think what else is there that y'all might want. Y'all can put, anything in all the links to Isagenics, isagenicshealth.net, all those explains, so that's in order. But scripts for reaching out are all in there under ready to earn. What to say, and I like even separating it with the different things. I'm trying to keep it clean, for you guys, but you still have to go in there and look a little bit. You don't want to wait until it's like right at the time. But like for me with collagen, it might be right at the time somebody gives me something and I have to go look because I'm not doing it every day. That's okay. That's why we have these tools there. Okay. I was just reading the chat. Do y'all have any questions about this before we X out of that? Okay. Great. So just, and I tell you what, I think I can share the link to that right here in the chat, just in case. I think I did that inside the other, but there it is in the chat if y'all need that as well. And that way that'll be on the recording as well. If you're watching it, that chat comes up. Again, this is something that if you have a new builder, this is a great call for them to understand. So if you're a new builder and you're here and you're rewatching this is how we don't recreate the wheel. These are great steps that you can jump right in and get to it to daily growth. You can send someone, and then again, using this boards app, that's how we easily send a tool, and give people the tools, but then help walk them through the way they use it, just like I just did. But for you, that tool is really just going to be great for that daily growth checklist and just to keep yourself accountable. And guys, that's it. That's all I had is, the big thing for me. I want to just tell y'all, I'm working hard with figuring out where I fit with events, and that I know that I fit into the speaking and I absolutely love it. And, I can get up and be super excited and gung ho about Isagenics. But the event planning and that whole portion might take me a minute. It's just not, but I am telling y'all and manifesting that this is just going to be huge for us, a huge moment of growth, and something that we can be excited that this is just new and we can all really show up in a different way, in a way that people really need us right now, and we can serve them in that way. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm also just excited for us to have a tool and just to be doing something together. So I'd love the accountability or any of the chat within the leaders group. Like just knowing that y'all are there really helps inspire me. It keeps me going. Like when it goes silent, it's hard for me too. So us just like, pushing each other on. That's really great. So thanks for showing up tonight, guys. I know it's late on a Monday. I know it's going to be a fabulous week for us. So let's just be committed to being great and attracting those amazing, open-minded, coachable, positive people this week. Love you guys. Good night.